Hey there folks, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be solving a really nice equation which involves cube roots, where we have the cube root of x plus 45 minus the cube root of x minus 16 equals 1, and where we want to solve for x values, and we're going to solve in two ways. So in the first method, I'm going to go ahead and use the substitution method, which is our favorite method to solve problems. And I'm going to substitute the first cube root with something like a and the second one with something like b. So from this, I can say that a minus b equals 1. Great. Next, notice that a is the cube root of x plus 45, and b is the cube root of x minus 16. That means that a cubed is x plus 45, and b cubed is x minus 16. Therefore, if I go ahead and subtract b cubed from a cubed, I will have something interesting. So a cubed minus b cubed is going to be x plus 45 minus the quantity x minus 16. So the x's are going to cancel out, and we will be left with something numeric, and that is going to be 61. Great. So a cubed minus b cubed is 61, and a minus b is 1. Let's go ahead and use these two equations to solve for the values of a and b. So let me rewrite it down here. A minus b equals 1, and a cubed minus b cubed equals 61. Now, notice that we can factor a cubed minus b cubed because we have a difference of two cubes, and we can factor it into a minus b times a squared plus b squared plus ab, and this equals 61. Now, notice that a minus b is 1, therefore I can say that a squared plus b squared plus ab equals 61. Now, since we have a squared plus b squared, we can try to complete this square. And let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to subtract 2ab. So subtracting 2ab, and then add 2ab to balance it up. And we have ab, and this equals 61. Now, notice that these three form a perfect square, and I can replace them with a minus b all squared. So we have this plus 3ab equals 61. Now remember that a minus b is 1, therefore a minus b squared is 1. So we have 1 plus 3ab equals 61, which means that 3ab equals 60, and that means that ab equals 20. Great. So we have the product of two numbers and the difference of those two numbers. By using these two, we should be able to solve for the values of a and b. So we have a minus b equals 1, and a times b equals 20. Now we can try to solve for a and b, or we can try to guess the values of a and b. So I'm going to try to guess, and to do that, notice that 20 can be written as 4 times 5, or negative 5 times negative 4. And notice that 1 can be written as 5 minus 4, or negative 4 minus negative 5. So because of that, I can say that we have two scenarios. Either a equals 5 and b equals 4, or a equals negative 4 and b equals negative 5. So in the first scenario, if a equals 5, we're going to have a equals the cube root of x plus 45 equals 5. So now if I cube both sides, I will have x plus 45 equals 5 cubed, which is 125, which will give us x equals 80. In the second scenario, where a equals -4, we're going to have a equals the cube root of x plus 45 equals -4. Then if I cube both sides, I will have x plus 45 equals -4 cubed, which is going to be -64. And from this, I will have x equals -109. Great, so we solved for the two values of x, and this brings us to the end of the first method. Now let's go ahead and try to solve our equation using the second method. But before we do that, let me rewrite the equation. So the equation was the cube root of x plus 45 minus the cube root of x minus 16 equals 1. So in the second method, I'm going to go ahead and try to isolate this cube root by moving this to the right-hand side. So if I do that, I will have the cube root of x plus 45 equals 1 plus the cube root of x minus 16. Then, to get rid of the cube root on the left-hand side, let's cube both sides. If we do that, we're going to have x plus 45 on the left-hand side, and 1 plus the quantity x minus 16 plus 3 times the cube root of x minus 16 plus 3 times the cube root of x minus 16 squared. Then, if we try to simplify this, we will see that we can cancel this x with this x, and if we add 1 by -16, we're going to have -15. Then, if we add 15 to both sides, we will have 60 equals 3 times the cube root of x minus 16 plus 3 times the cube root of x minus 16 all squared. Then we can divide everything by 3 to get 20 equals the cube root of x minus 16 plus the cube root of x minus 16 squared. Now notice that the cube root of x minus 16 is repeating, so I can go ahead and replace this with y. In this way, we're going to have y squared plus y equals 20, which means that y squared plus y minus 20 equals 0. And we can factor the left-hand side. We will have y minus 4 times y plus 5 equals 0, which means that y equals 4 or y equals -5. If y equals 4, that means that the cube root of x minus 16 is 4, which means that x minus 16 is going to be 4 cubed, which is 64, which means that x equals 80. And if we have y equals -5, we will have the cube root of x minus 16 equals -5, which means that x minus 16 equals -5 cubed, or -125. And from that, we can say that x equals -109. Great, so we found 80 and -109 as the solutions to our equation. And this brings us to the end of the second method and the end of the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing for more contents like this, and hit the like button if you enjoyed watching this. Hopefully I will see you later. Goodbye for now.